Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is our, as you see in the, they took it down. First Tuesday talk of 2022. And what I'd like to do first is let everybody know that the quarterly meeting for Regency Oaks Residents Organization will be on the 19th at 10 a.m. So put it on your calendar. I'll remind you again next week too. This is going to be a year of change. Big change, little change. Town Hall is going to be worked on this year. And I think Brant will give us a good update on Tuesday, next Tuesday. And that's another one of the small changes. The forum has been moved from Friday to Tuesday. And it'll be at 10:30 next Tuesday talk time. So we'll have Tuesday talk and the Regency Oaks Management Forum at the same time. So plan for that also.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, that's correct. January 11th.
No Friday.
There's no Friday forum. It's been moved to Tuesday. So our typical Friday forum is now on a Tuesday. So that's a small change. And as you know, Brant's not here this morning, another small change. We're going to have lots of changes this year.
Yeah.
When that town hall begins, and it's going to begin quite soon, and Brant will update us next meeting. And that'll be a lot of changes. There'll be changes. It'll be like a highway construction. There'll be cones and fences and everything. So there'll be some inconvenience, but the end result is going to be good. And one thing I'd like to remind people is extraordinary impressions. Please fill out those cards. In fact, I ran into a resident just the other day who's been here for a few years, had never heard of these before. Please get the word out and fill them out. And if you can't think of anybody that you know that has served you or your housekeeping or maintenance, think of the people behind the scenes, the people that do the laundry, the people that do the dishes, and just point out that they're doing a good job. And I hope sometime we'll explain the importance of these cards and what kind of rewards when we do that. Because it is important for the employees.
Tell them where they're located. The cards in the box.
Well, they're usually in the mailbox area, and I think there's one in the tavern also, where they.
And the dining room.
And there's one in the dining room.
What do you do with the cards once you receive them?
You pick one up, fill it out, put it back. There's a slot in the box, right, where you pick them up.
And what happens to the cards when you receive them then?
They go to HR.
Yep, so,
Oh, you got one.
I don't, is this working? I'm just gonna
No,
hold
no,
up this
camera.
lapel.
Yeah.
So the Extraordinary Impressions cards, we read them at our monthly all-staff meeting for all of our staff, as well as even in the health center. And we are working on an Extraordinary Impressions reward system. We just introduced it a couple weeks ago to our employees, where they're able to get points to where these points can eventually be redeemed for gift cards, like with Amazon or even a trip. And they're able to use these rewards since they were appreciated by residents as well as fellow staff members. It can be as small as whenever you pass someone in the breezeway, it could be a dishwasher, it could be a housekeeper, it could be another director, and they had a great smile on their face. Little things like that can change someone's day and make it better. So if it's a smile or how are you doing today, it's always great to hear that too.
That's what happens to them. Also, I want to remind everybody we got a lot of new residents, and we're also getting in hopefully more staff. So please wear your name tags so people know who you are, and especially in the dining room, because I've heard many times, how do you spell that?
Yeah.
So that takes extra time, and we're short on staff, so they could use that time. Also, your pendant. The last Tuesday talk, Brant talked about pushing the button in the morning, that it was no longer an option. Well, your button on your hip or on your necklace is important also. Maybe not as much as for yourself, because you may not be conscious that you press the button. But if you have a friend or neighbor that's down, it's good to press your button, so just to get people to be warned that you need help. And maintenance is asked, and this is probably for everybody in the TV land there. Do not put cardboard boxes down the trash chute. They tend to expand or get caught, and plug it up. There's a big black cart in the first floor of both buildings. That's for cardboard boxes only. And you can put the cardboard boxes in there, and that'll take care of it.
Could we have a sign on that?
I'll find out. I'll ask Darwin and see if we can get a sign. It's a good idea.
And the trash room is locked on the weekends, so you can only dispose of your cardboard
You'll
during
only
the
go
week.
in the evening, that's how you do it, you never go into the service. AV refuge room.
Well,
I
that would be.
I would make sure that the trash room is not locked. I'll make sure that doesn't happen.
It has to be.
And also after the presentation, we'll have a time for questions,
Yes.
correct? Okay, I'll turn it over to you.
Yep, we'll have questions afterwards. Hi, good morning. Brant's not here. I'm Leslie, Resident Services Director, for those that don't know me, and I will be filling in with Betsy as well for our update for Tuesday Talk. So here we have our COVID numbers for the state of Florida, and you can see how we are back on the rise again with our COVID cases. As you heard the call that we put out last week, we are just really highly encouraging everyone to continue the social distancing, wear your mask when you need to, as well as wash your hands appropriately and make sure you're doing it for at least 20 seconds, okay? The next slide that we have is showing our Pinellas County cases. Our positivity rate is very high now compared to prior holiday time. So as the month of December, you can see we're at 20%, and we are focusing on making sure we're continuing those safe practices. We want to show you kind of the difference when it comes to your symptoms that can vary between all of your flu and COVID. So here we want to show you, we have the flu and cold. So your most common cold symptoms that you'll see are the runny, stuffy nose, sore throat, cough, congestion. You'll see more of a fever with the flu, but more, again, kind of the same symptoms of the cough and sore throat, body aches, headaches. That's where you can start to feel the difference, is when you have those body aches. Now, when you also have a cold, the symptoms will come on slower. It's a gradual buildup. When we're looking at especially the Delta and the Omicron variants, it's coming on quicker if you are having symptoms. But again, you're seeing those headaches, sore throat, runny nose, but there is a difference with Delta. You'll have that same loss of taste, smell. With Omicron, we're seeing less of that, so it's not as common to see the loss of taste and smell, but you'll see the night sweats, again, those runny nose, but more fatigue. We're hearing about that more compared to the cold and the flu. You're having more fatigue with COVID. So when you kind of can feel the difference, those will be your symptoms. These are the most common ones. But we do have options for you for testing. On the next slide, we do have, I'm sorry, wrong part. But anyway, we can go over our prevention, such as wearing the face mask, making sure that you're not touching your face when you're washing your hands after that, and using those tissues that we have and making sure they get into the garbage can after using them. But always cover your face and your mouth with a tissue, your elbow. I know this is all redundant. You've heard this for 2 years now, but we always have to, great reminders here. Is it the next slide that has? Yes. So we want to, I'm so sorry, wrong slide. We have, real quick, we have rapid test here available for residents with Maria, the wellness nurse, or myself. Please give us a call if you are experiencing any symptoms right away so we can do your rapid COVID test. If you are interested in a PCR, we can assist you going out to CVS or scheduling you with Walgreens and CVS for a PCR test, but we do offer rapids here on campus. Again, Maria, the wellness nurse, and the wellness center, and her extension is extension 542. For our health center update for COVID, we want to encourage everyone to utilize FaceTime and phone visits for if you're visiting another resident or a friend over in the health center. We're highly encouraging those virtual visits because we are concerned about the rise in COVID numbers with the Pinellas County percentage rate as well. All staff is being tested twice a week, as well as residents. And employees are wearing N95s in direct care areas. And there's currently no communal activities at this time. And again, that's the Regency Oaks Health Center. Next slide. That is it. One topic that I would like to discuss is about our communal plumbing. I want to remind everyone that our plumbing is communal. Please only flush toilet paper down your toilet. Please do not flush paper towels, feminine hygiene products, sanitation wipes, adult incontinence products like adult briefs, protective underwear. Only toilet paper down your toilet. We do suggest to continue to have a large trash can if those items you do use that I listed have a large trash can with a cover on it instead of having to put them down the toilet where they do not belong. So thank you for understanding that for our communal plumbing, only toilet paper down the toilet. And now Betsy has some updates for you.
It's great to be back. I'm happy to see all you, and I think I've had the pleasure of meeting most everybody in this room now. I'm still learning. There's a few people that I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet. So as I see you around, if you have not had the chance to say hello, please stop me, because it's been a pleasure to get to know everybody in this community. So as you know, Brant is not here today. As people stop me and say, what is your job? And I say, I'm the Administrative Service Director. They say, oh, you're Brant's secretary. So apparently that's my other job title, okay? So there are some things that he did ask me to go over today. So I just want to talk about those, and then we'll stop for questions. So one of the topics that a lot of people are asking about right now is our transportation. Our transportation hours run from 7:30 to 3:30. So the way that we came across those hours is those are the most common times for you to be able to make appointments. When you call your doctor, you call to make a professional appointment at all, they usually want to book that 8 to 2 time frame. So our drivers are scheduled based on your needs for appointments. Our drivers, sometimes what we'll do is we'll have some come in at 7 to start driving those first morning appointments, and then we have others that stagger in based on the need. So some drivers may come in at 8, 9, 10, depending on how many we need for the appointments that we're running. So we do ask for your communication if there are appointments that you have or that you need outside of those times. That's when you do need to talk to Glenn and see, we want to work with you. And then there are those days that we have the drivers coming in a little bit later. So if we can accommodate you, we will. But that's why we also offer Lyft. So some of you have expressed concerns because apparently when we were with Brookdale, we had a very large account through Brookdale, and Lyft wanted our business, and so they waived some of their service fees for us to use them. Now that we're no longer part of Brookdale, we've lost that waiving of the service fee. So there is a $4 charge that Lyft does charge us to use the service. So just, it's nothing that we charge, it's not our fee, it comes directly from Lyft. But some people have expressed concerns over that, so we want to make sure that you know where that comes from. So one of my other jobs is I oversee the concierge desk, or our receptions. And one of the things that they've asked me to talk about is the fact that they're very busy from 10 to 10:30. You know, that's the time. I know things happen when you guys get up and you're supposed to hit your button, but maybe the phone rings or, you know, something happens that you lose that morning routine and you do not hit the button. It is our front desk that is going to be the one to call you and check and just make sure that everything's okay, that you guys slept well through the night and just forgot to hit your button. So they're on the phone and they're trying to make these phone calls and be proactive in making sure that there is no emergency. So what can sometimes happen is people are showing up at the desk between that 10 and 10:30 time frame and asking to buy meal tickets or you know, just questions about the schedule for the day, or even just want to chit chat and say hello for the morning. So we're going to just ask if you guys have things that you need to talk to the front desk about, if you could kind of give them that time between 10 and 10:30, that they can make these phone calls and check on everybody and make sure that we do not have any emergencies in the building, that everybody, you know, is safe and fine in their apartment that did not hit their button. We're also asking, one of the issues that's come up is the hotel baggage carts. Residents are using the carts, they're loading their groceries, they're taking the cart up to their room, they're putting their groceries away, and not bringing the carts back timely, so that other people that need to use them do not have them available. So we are asking that if you use the cart, please try to be, you know, respectful of other people and bring it back as quickly as possible as well, so that they're available for use for your neighbors. And don't keep it overnight. Some people have been keeping the carts overnight as well. Also, the last thing is we have stopped the recycling project. So there is no more recycling in the building. So I know in the North Corridor we had the big recycling area where people could bring boxes and newspapers and things like that. That has stopped. All of that is now supposed to go in the trash. So what we had during the holidays with the abundance of boxes that were showing up, people were just dropping them in the hallway. So it was my poor little receptionist that were hauling the boxes to the trash cans. So please, you know, if you have those items, again, we try not to throw them in the chute, but, you know, make sure that they're disposed of properly. So I think that is all that I have for you guys, so I guess we'll open it up for questions.
She's too quick.
Yes, yes.
I'm wondering whether or not, I'm used to using Lyft out of state, and there is no service fee. If we call Lyft directly, do we avoid the service fee? Then,
You may. Okay, so what she said is she's used Lyft on her own, and there was not a service fee. So if you guys want to order your own Lyfts, you're absolutely more than welcome to. It is an app on your phone or website you can use. So I would encourage you guys, if you need help with that, to let us know. I'm sure, you know, many of us would be more than willing to help you, you know, put it on your phone for you to order your own rides. That's fine. Or Uber, yes, exactly.
We have a private Uber account and the service fee is $3, not $4.
Oh, okay. Good to know, thank you.
I'd like to go back to a comment that you made, Chris, about you're going to make sure the trash rooms are open. This item was brought up 2 months ago or so at the Building and Grounds Committee as a significant life safety and fire hazard issue, that the trash rooms are open. And I think Mr. Quattromani was a part of that, and I think the chairman of that committee was part of that. And those rooms are 2-hour fire rated. They're not supposed to be open at all. And that's why they're locked.
Service area or down in the wings?
The wings are supposed to be closed, and the service area is supposed to be locked. It's a life safety issue, and if the fire marshal comes in and cites it, we'll get cited. But the trash access rooms are 1 hour rated. Those doors are not supposed to be magnetic hold open. This is something I brought up to the committee, and I was not allowed to attend the last meeting to discuss it further. Be that as it may. But the bottom floors are 2 hour rated, and those doors are supposed to be locked at all time. If there's a fire, you have a significant life safety issue.
So for the service area in the south, when you walk in, the double doors remain locked. For residents to access the trash refuse area in the south, you go along the A wing. On the left-hand side, you will see a single door labeled refuse trash room. That is where south residents can also access the trash area that is unlocked for you to dispose of your trash. Is a south resident, Ms. Hendry?
Point of order.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That room is supposed to be locked at all times.
The one single
Now,
door?
this is, we're not gonna solve it here, because it's something that management has to solve.
Okay, all right. So then, I'm so sorry.
Those doors are supposed to be locked at all times.
Okay, so I will stop
The A-wing.
the topic.
Trash room is a 2 hour dedicated room. Now,
hold it closed at all the time. Excuse me. And part of the problem is they've got magnetic holders. And then we have to remove those so that they automatically swing shut. Now, I'm not sure which doors you're referring to on the first floor, but the first floor people have to put their garbage,
I can answer that for
excuse
you.
me, somewhere.
I can answer that for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we'll do it with Brent and Darwin,
Yes.
and we'll get to the core of the problem. We're not going to solve it here. Give me a chance to clear my throat.
Some explanation why for them to be closed. The reason for it is that if they're open, there's a chimney effect. As you know, when you have a fireplace, you have to have a chimney that goes up, and you have a draft, and you have a chimney effect. And the reason for it is that if they're open, a fire can start at some floor, and you get a chimney effect, and it goes up, and it will ignite then other floors. So it's, the closing is because to prevent the chimney effect.
That's correct. That's very correct. But we're not going to solve it here today, and if you want to ask questions and make a point after the meeting, we're here for that too. But you're correct, the doors and the wings have to be closed, but I don't think the trash room's got to be locked on the wing side, but we'll address that when we get there.
Yes.
Any other questions?
I want to make a comment, and we're not going to solve it today, but I think all the information needs to be laid on the table for the benefit of the people who will try to solve it.
On behalf of the people that are in wheelchairs and those older people who cannot push that door open, and I was there when it happened, and the lady got very upset about it, some way, somehow, they need to be accommodated. It's just that simple. Otherwise, why have a trash
I can
room?
answer the question for you. It's what I do for a living.
Okay.
So as Chris stated, we will stop this topic and we'll start it back up when Brant and Darwin are together for the answers. And you'll be able to have a discussion then. So we'll move forward onto the next topic if anyone else has any other questions.
Wait on here.
Yes.
This is back to the issue with the COVID. You kind of slipped over masks. And, I'm wondering whether or not we should or are going to be going back to wearing masks here I mean, I don't think there's anything magic about living here that means you aren't gonna catch it.
No, so that's-
You said it, you sort of said if you want, it was sort of as needed or whatever, PRN, I guess, if we would say. So, I mean, I think we need to be at least uniform in what the recommendations are, and not, there's really kind of no reason for anybody to wear a mask and nobody else going to.
All right, so, am I being recorded? Oh, okay, just wanted to make sure she asked about being uniform with masks wearing. So we are not doing a mask mandate for residents and staff at this time. We're just highly encouraging the use. You do have your own personal choices to make if you decide to wear or not wear a mask. Currently at this time, we do not have a mask mandate. We will most definitely inform everyone if we do decide to do a mask mandate. Anything else? Norma Jean. Oh, no, that's okay. Okay. We have a question.
Would you please clarify about community activities? Does that mean the entertainers that would come here will not be coming? And what about marketing activities?
So she asked if we had about activities and if they're continuing. The slide that I had up earlier about the Regency Oaks Health Center, those are the activities that have been stopped. Our independent living activities are continuing still. So it's just the health center that has stopped their activities right this time.
Okay. Chris, did I understand you correctly? The Friday forum is no longer on Fridays, it's on Tuesdays?
No, just that.
Just this month.
Just January.
Can you repeat the question?
She asked if the forum was going to be on Tuesdays from this day forward. No, it just, this January, Friday's forum is going to be moved to Tuesday at 10:30.
Only January.
Only January.
Only January. See, change. Think that there's some are temporary and some are going to be permanent. This is temporary. Until it changes again. With that, thank you for coming, and we'll see you next Tuesday. 10:30. 10:30.